2 eagles, 2 rainforests, 2 of the most spectacular birds of prey that have ever taken to the sky. One inhabits a single archipelago of islands in Southeast Asia, a bird so rare, so magnificent, and so deeply endangered that its own nation has declared it a symbol of the Filipino people, protected by law and mourned as a national tragedy when one is lost. The other rules the vast rainforest canopy of Central and South America, the largest and most powerful eagle on Earth by many measures, a predator capable of snatching monkeys and sloths from the treetops with talons the size of a grizzly bear's claws. The Philippine eagle, the Harpy eagle, both are apex aerial predators of tropical rainforest. Both are among the largest eagles in the world. Both are critically threatened by the destruction of the forest they depend upon. And yet, despite these surface similarities, they are separated by thousands of kilometers of ocean, tens of millions of years of independent evolution, and a series of biological differences that make each of them uniquely remarkable in their own right. Today, WildForge explores everything that separates these two magnificent birds, from their ancient origins and physical build, to their hunting strategies, their family lives, and the urgent conservation battles being fought to save them both from extinction. Both the Philippine eagle and the Harpy eagle are large forest eagles, but their classification within the broader eagle family reveals just how independently they arrived at their similar ecological roles. The Harpy eagle, Harpia harpigia, belongs to the subfamily Harpyinae within the family Accipitridae, the broad family that includes most hawks, eagles, and kites. The Harpy eagle is the sole member of its genus Harpia, meaning it has no close living relatives. It is a genuinely unique evolutionary lineage that diverged from other raptors millions of years ago and has been perfecting its role as the apex aerial predator of the neotropical rainforest ever since. It is named after the Harpies of Greek mythology, winged spirits who were said to snatch people and objects from the earth with terrifying speed. The Philippine eagle, Pithecophaga jefferi, also belongs to the family Accipitridae, but to a completely separate lineage, the genus Pithecophaga, of which it is likewise the only living member. Its scientific name is particularly revealing. Pithecophaga means monkey eater in Greek, a direct reference to one of its most dramatic and well-documented prey items. The Philippine eagle was first formally described to Western science in 1894 by the British ornithologist and explorer John Whitehead, who collected specimens in Samar, one of the larger islands of the Philippine archipelago. Local Filipino peoples, however, had known and named this bird for centuries, calling it the haribon, a contraction of the Filipino words for king and bird. Both species represent what biologists call convergent evolution, two completely unrelated lineages that independently arrived at similar body plans and ecological strategies because they were facing similar environmental challenges. How to be a dominant aerial predator in a dense tropical forest with large, powerful, tree-dwelling prey. This is where the comparison becomes most fascinating and most contested, because determining which eagle is larger depends entirely on which measurement you prioritize. The Harpy eagle is almost universally considered the most powerful eagle in the world. Adult females, which are significantly larger than males in both species, a common pattern in raptors called reverse sexual dimorphism, typically weigh between 6 and 9 kilograms, with exceptional individuals approaching 10 kilograms. Adult males weigh considerably less, typically between 4 and 5 kilograms. Body length ranges from 86 to 107 centimeters. The Harpy eagle's wingspan, however, is proportionally shorter than you might expect for such a massive bird, typically between 176 and 224 centimeters. This relatively compact wingspan is a direct adaptation to flying through dense forest, where extremely long wings would be a liability rather than an advantage. The Harpy eagle's most immediately striking physical feature is its facial disc, a broad pale gray ruff of feathers surrounding the face that can be raised or lowered like a satellite dish. This facial disc functions much like an owl's. It focuses and directs sound toward the ears, enhancing the bird's hearing in the dense forest environment where visual detection of prey is often limited. The Harpy eagle also possesses the most powerful talons of any living eagle, The rear talons, called hallux claws, can reach up to 8 centimeters in length, comparable in size and gripping power to the claws of a grizzly bear, and capable of exerting crushing force sufficient to pierce the skull of a medium-sized primate. The Philippine eagle presents a different but equally impressive physical profile. Adult females typically weigh between 4.5 and 8 kilograms, with males averaging between 3.5 and 5 kilograms. In body length, measured from the tip of the bill to the end of the tail, the Philippine eagle consistently ranks among the longest eagles in the world, with adults regularly reaching 86 to 102 centimeters. While the Harpy eagle can reach comparable or slightly greater maximum lengths in the largest individuals, the Philippine eagle averages longer across its population and holds the record for the greatest reliably documented body length of any living eagle species. But the most visually arresting feature of the Philippine eagle is undoubtedly its extraordinary mane of long brown and white lance-shaped feathers surrounding its face and the back of its head. This shaggy, lion-like mane gives the bird a wild, almost prehistoric appearance that has captivated everyone who has encountered it in the wild. The Philippine eagle also has very large, striking blue-gray eyes, larger relative to body size than those of the Harpy eagle, and a massive, deep, hooked bill that is among the largest of any living eagle. In terms of wingspan, the two species are broadly comparable. The Philippine eagle typically shows wingspans between 184 and 220 centimeters, while the Harpy eagle ranges from 176 to 224 centimeters, meaning the Harpy eagle holds a slight edge at maximum wingspan, while the two species are very similar on average. This slightly broader wingspan in the Philippine eagle relative to its body weight reflects its tendency to soar more frequently above the forest canopy than the Harpy eagle, which spends more time maneuvering and hunting within the dense forest interior. The geographical contrast between these two eagles could hardly be more dramatic. The Harpy eagle occupies one of the largest continuous rainforest systems on Earth. Its range extends from southern Mexico through Central America and across the entirety of tropical South America to Bolivia, Brazil, and northern Argentina, covering an enormous geographic area that includes the Amazon basin, the world's largest tropical rainforest. Within this vast range, Harpy eagles inhabit lowland tropical rainforest and seasonally flooded forest, consistently preferring areas with large, tall trees, particularly emergent trees that rise above the main forest canopy, which they use for nesting and as hunting perches. Despite this enormous potential range, Harpy eagle populations have been severely fragmented by deforestation throughout Central America and parts of South America. They are now absent from large portions of their historical range, particularly across Central America, where forest loss has been most severe. In countries like Panama, Costa Rica, and Belize, Harpy eagles persist only in the most remote and intact forest areas, and sightings have become increasingly rare. The Philippine eagle faces a far more severe geographical constraint from the outset. It is found only on 4 major islands of the Philippine archipelago: Mindanao, which holds the largest remaining population, and smaller populations on Leyte, Samar, and Basilan. This restricted island distribution means that the Philippine eagle's entire wild population exists within a geographic area that represents a tiny fraction of the Harpy eagle's range. Every remaining Philippine eagle in the world lives on these 4 islands. There is nowhere else for the species to go. This island isolation has important consequences for conservation. While the Harpy eagle potentially has vast tracts of Amazon rainforest that remain relatively intact, the Philippine eagle has no such safety net. Every hectare of Philippine forest that is cleared, every nesting pair that is lost, represents a proportionally much larger blow to the species' survival prospects. Both eagles are apex predators of the forest canopy, but their hunting strategies and preferred prey reflect their different environments and physical capabilities. The Harpy eagle is perhaps the most dramatic, large predator of any bird on Earth. It hunts primarily within the forest interior, moving silently through the canopy, using its relatively short, broad wings to maneuver between trees with remarkable agility for a bird of its size. Its hunting strategy combines prolonged perch hunting, sitting motionless on a high branch for extended periods, watching and listening for prey movement below, with sudden explosive pursuits through the forest. The harpy eagle's preferred prey includes two-toed sloths and three-toed sloths, which together constitute a significant portion of its diet across most of its range, and a variety of medium-sized monkeys including howler monkeys, capuchin monkeys, and spider monkeys. It also takes large lizards, snakes, and occasionally smaller birds. The ability to locate and capture an animal as seemingly well camouflaged and stationary as a sloth speaks directly to the harpy eagle's exceptional vision and its patience as a hunter. The actual capture of prey is one of the most spectacular acts in the natural world. The harpy eagle drops from its perch with sudden, explosive power, accelerating to hunting speed within seconds, and strikes prey with both feet simultaneously, driving its enormous hallux talons through the prey's body with force sufficient to kill instantly or incapacitate completely. A harpy eagle can carry prey weighing up to 7 or 8 kilograms, in some documented cases approaching or matching its own body weight, back to the nest or a feeding perch. The Philippine eagle hunts in a somewhat different manner that reflects both its environment and its prey base. On the Philippine Islands, the dominant large mammals in the forest canopy are flying lemurs, also called colugos, and these remarkable gliding mammals constitute the single most important prey item for Philippine eagles across much of their range. Flying lemurs are not true lemurs but belong to their own unique mammalian order, and they spend almost their entire lives in the forest canopy, gliding between trees on a membrane that extends from their neck to their wingtips. The Philippine eagle also takes a variety of other prey including large fruit bats, monitor lizards, large snakes including reticulated pythons, flying squirrels, and occasionally small deer and pigs, a prey range that reflects the remarkably diverse fauna of the Philippine forest. The inclusion of monkeys in its diet, reflected in its scientific name Pithecofaga jeffreyi, is well documented but appears to be less dominant than the colugos in most studied populations. The Philippine eagle typically hunts by soaring above the forest canopy to locate prey, then plunging into the forest in a powerful stoop, or by perch hunting from tall emergent trees overlooking the canopy. Its large eyes, providing excellent binocular vision, are critical tools in detecting the subtle movements of prey in the dense forest below. Both the harpy eagle and the Philippine eagle share a remarkably similar and highly unusual reproductive strategy, one that makes their conservation particularly challenging and their population recovery exceptionally slow. Both species breed extremely slowly. A mated harpy eagle pair raises only a single chick every 2 years and sometimes every 3 years. The breeding cycle begins with the construction or refurbishment of a massive nest, called an eyrie, typically placed in the fork of a large emergent tree at heights ranging from 16 to 43 meters above the forest floor. Harpy eagle nests are among the largest bird nests in the world, constructed from large sticks and branches and lined with softer material, and the same nest may be used and added to over many successive breeding cycles, growing to enormous dimensions over the years. The female harpy eagle lays a single egg, or very rarely two, though only one chick is ever raised, and incubation lasts approximately 56 days, shared between both parents. After hatching, the chick develops slowly. It is not capable of flight until it is approximately 6 months old, and even after fledging, it remains dependent on its parents for a further 6 to 12 months as it learns to hunt independently. This entire breeding cycle, from egg laying to full independence of the chick, spans a period of approximately 18 months to 2 years, which is why successful pairs breed only every other year at best. A pair of harpy eagles that successfully breeds every 2 years and lives for 25 to 35 years in the wild will raise a maximum of only 12 to 17 chicks in their entire lifetime, a vanishingly small number compared to most bird species. The Philippine eagle follows an almost identical reproductive strategy, arguably even slower. A breeding pair raises one chick every 2 years, with an incubation period of approximately 58 to 68 days, and the chick remains dependent on its parents for an exceptionally long period after fledging, typically 18 to 24 months before full independence. This means that a successful Philippine eagle pair can only breed every 2 years at the absolute minimum, and the interval is often longer. This painfully slow reproductive rate means that Philippine eagle populations cannot recover quickly from losses. If a breeding adult is killed by hunting, by collision with a power line, or by any other cause, the loss of that individual's reproductive potential cannot be replaced for years. In a population already reduced to only a few hundred individuals, every adult lost is a significant and potentially irreplaceable blow. Both the Philippine eagle and the Harpy eagle are classified as threatened with extinction, but the Philippine eagle faces a considerably more acute crisis. The Philippine eagle is listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List, the highest threat category before extinction in the wild. Current population estimates suggest that fewer than 800 individuals remain alive across all 4 of the islands where the species persists, with the true number possibly significantly lower. The primary driver of decline is habitat loss. The Philippines has lost an estimated 90% of its original forest cover, and what remains is fragmented, degraded, and under continued pressure from agriculture, logging, and human settlement. The Harpy eagle is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List, a serious designation but reflecting a less immediately catastrophic situation than the Philippine eagle. Population estimates are highly uncertain but suggest several thousand individuals remain across the species range, with the largest populations in the relatively intact forests of the Amazon basin. In Central America and parts of Colombia and Ecuador, however, Harpy eagle populations are now critically small and locally threatened. Both species face the same fundamental threat, the destruction of the old-growth tropical forest they depend upon. Both require very large territories. A breeding pair of Harpy eagles may use a territory of 40 to 100 square kilometers, while Philippine eagle pairs require territories of comparable or greater size on their island habitats. Both species are highly sensitive to forest degradation and fragmentation, and neither can survive in landscapes where forest cover falls below a critical threshold. Conservation efforts for both species include legal protection, captive breeding programs, habitat protection, and community education initiatives. The Philippine Eagle Foundation in Mindanao has operated a successful captive breeding program for several decades and has released captive bred eagles into protected forest areas, though the survival of released individuals in the wild remains a significant challenge. So, what is the real difference between the Harpy eagle and the Philippine eagle? In terms of raw power and weight, the Harpy eagle holds the edge. Its formidable talons, its documented ability to carry prey approaching its own body weight, and its role as the dominant aerial predator of the world's largest rainforest system make it arguably the most powerful eagle alive today. In terms of length, uniqueness of appearance, and the sheer improbability of its existence on a handful of tropical islands, the Philippine eagle stands apart. A bird so visually striking, so uniquely evolved, and so perilously close to the edge of extinction that every individual represents something genuinely irreplaceable. What unites them is more important than what separates them. Both are products of tens of millions of years of evolution in tropical rainforest. Both are apex predators whose presence or absence reflects the health of the entire ecosystem around them. Both are in urgent, immediate need of the protection of the forests they inhabit, forests that are disappearing at a rate that neither species can survive without human intervention. The Harpy eagle and the Philippine eagle are not merely beautiful birds. They are the living embodiment of what intact tropical rainforest produces when left undisturbed long enough, and a measure of what we stand to lose forever if we fail to act in time. Thank you for watching.